1953 was a year of turmoil for the Congress government, as many of their past moves backfired against them. Sheikh Abdullah, who was the first Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir after accession into India and was very close to Jawaharlal Nehru because he shared similar belief system, was arrested in 1953 on orders of Jawaharlal Nehru. Similarly, Patti Sri Ramalu, who was an avid Gandhian both by lifestyle and by heart, went on a hunger strike against the Congress government and eventually died on the 56th day of his strike. So watch the video to recap the history of 1953.
The content of this video is based on historical events and is intended for educational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the historical context and do not necessarily reflect the views of the creators. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sheikh Abdullah initially was a progressive leader, having socialist and democratic belief system. He was against the autocratic system of the ruler Maharaja Hari Singh of Jammu and Kashmir. He believed that despite being the majority population in the state, the Muslim population is highly discriminated and is not fairly represented in the administrative and the state setup. When after the independence of the country, Maharaja Hari Singh, who wanted to keep Jammu and Kashmir as an independent state or country, it was Sheikh Abdullah who professed the idea of inclusion into India, because he believed in the democratic and constitutional setup rather than the autocratic monarchical setup of the ruler. After the episode of accession of Jammu and Kashmir into the Indian Union, having a separate constitution, separate flag, a prime minister and greater state autonomy, Sheikh Abdullah was made as the first prime minister of Jammu and Kashmir on recommendation of Jawaharlal Nehru government because he shared similar belief system. Sheikh Abdullah played a vital role in keeping the people of Kashmir not sway away with the separatist tendencies when there was constant pressure from the other side of the border. He always advocated the idea of inclusion in India with greater state autonomy. But with time passing by, he believed a threat to state autonomy. And he believed that the central government of India is not keeping up to the words and the promises and assurance mentioned in the instrument of accession. And hence there was a definite shift in his conduct and his behavior. He started advocating secessionist sentiments demanding greater state autonomy, upon which, realizing and considering him as a threat, he was arrested in 1953 on orders of Jawaharlal Nehru on the grounds of challenging the national security, sovereignty and integrity. अब ऐसे ही कुछ राजनीतिक दावपेच आगे चलकर जी का जंजाल बन जाते हैं, क्योंकि इसके एक तरफ खाई होती है तो दूसरी तरफ कुआं. आप कर भी सकते हैं तो क्या कर सकते हैं. आप स्टेट ऑटोनॉमी ज़्यादा दे नहीं सकते बिकॉज ऑलरेडी देयर इज अ फैक्शन ऑफ पीपल हु इज नॉट हैप्पी, rather outrageous on your stance towards Kashmir. And on the other hand, you can't let these separatist tendencies flourish upon. And at this point of time, you know that whatever action you will take will have adverse repercussions. It is just that you need to pick the lesser evil. और इसी संदर्भ में जवाहरलाल नेहरू अपनी किताब डिस्कवरी ऑफ इंडिया में जो उन्होंने जेल में लिखी थी, लिखते हैं, One wrong step leads to another. So it has been in the past and so it may be in the future. And yet wrong steps have to be taken sometimes, lest some worse peril befall us. That is the great paradox of politics. अभी तक जो इंडियन यूनियन थी आफ्टर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 कैटेगरीज, पार्ट ए, पार्ट बी, पार्ट सी, पार्ट डी, on the basis of administrative and management convenience, as we had discussed in the previous video, specifically in the 1950 video. But before the independence, Congress had been accumulating and gathering support from all around the country on the promises and the assurance that the division of states in the Indian Union will be on the basis of the language. But when we became independent and partitioned on the communal grounds, and it actually turned the tides against Congress. Congress thought that the nation is already divided on communal lines and there is tension and chaos all around. And there is a faction of people who holds Congress as responsible for the partition of the country. And if right now we draw the state borders on lingual basis, that is on the basis of language, it would further add to the chaos and the tensions. It would be just like adding fuel to the fire. Hence they didn't go for this option and they went for 4-fold classification of states into category A, B, C, D on the recommendation of S. Kedar and JVP committee. Again seems to be a valid point, but let us see the other side of the coin from the real story of Patti Sri Ramalu. Patti Sri Ramalu was an avid Gandhi follower and he fought for the independence of the country on the promises and the assurance that he and his people, the Telugu speaking people, will have a different statehood having their own representation and governance system. But this promise just couldn't be fulfilled now. Not because the government didn't want to, but they just couldn't due to the communal tensions prevailing. As a result, in agitation, he went on a hunger strike for 56 days, and on the 56th day, he passed away. After his death, the protest went violent. And what do you think the government must have done? They agreed to the demand. And the Telugu-speaking Andhra state was carved out of the erstwhile Madras province and later merged with the Telugu-speaking areas of Hyderabad province and forming the Andhra Pradesh in 1956. अब यहाँ पे एक और क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है, डिड वी गो फॉर द राइट और डिड वी चूज द लेसर रॉन्ग? आई लीव इट अप टू योर डिस्क्रिप्शन. बट दिस डिविजन ऑफ स्टेट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ लैंग्वेज मोटिवेटेड अदर स्टेट्स. अब एक को मिला है तो दूसरे कैसे चुप रहेंगे? And this is why we have state reorganization in 1956, which we will be discussing in the 1956 when we come to it. Moving ahead with the socialist principles and analyzing the importance of civil aviation industry in economic development, international and domestic trade, the private airlines, the Tata Airlines owned by JRD Tata, was nationalized by the central government. So this was all in the year 1953. See you in the next one and keep sharing it to let Indians know about India.